Hello and welcome back to Talk with Jina, Zindagi ki har baat Jina ke saath, only on Star Canada TV. Today we have another amazing individual with us who is an up-and-coming talented singer, Mr. Satpreet Birah. Did I pronounce your name correctly,
Satpreet Birah. Satpreet
Birah.
It's a little hard to pronounce.
Yes. I hope I did a little bit of justice, but as the show goes on, I hope I become better.
98%.
That's great. Welcome to our show, Satpreet. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's
Thank
good.
you for having me here. And hello, Sat Sri Akal, to all the viewers of Star Canada.
Oh, that's great. So Satpreet, in our conversation a little bit before the show, we were talking about how you were born and raised in Punjab. Tell us when and why did you decide to come to Canada?
That's correct. So I'm born in Punjab, so Patiala. It's a royal city of Punjab where I was born, and then we moved to Jalandhar. That's other city in Punjab itself. When I was in 5th grade, and that's where I spent most of my childhood. And the reason I moved to Canada, like there were two main factors, I would say. The first one is very common, to get a better life by having international education. Which we can say like Canada is #1 country when it comes down to quality of life, and a great place to work and live. The second supporting factor was my sister. Actually, she came here a couple of years earlier than me.
Oh, okay.
And my parents, they wanted both of us to stay together and then support each other. So that was the second factor. So I think those were the two reasons, and I ended up here in Canada.
That's amazing. Well, welcome to Canada. And when you say I came to Canada, when are we thinking? When did you decide?
It's been like 5-6 years now.
5-6 years.
I came here in 2014 December.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So very new.
That's amazing.
Getting used to it.
And you said I came here about education. You talked a little bit about that. So did we obtain a degree or something like that? You're still studying, or you finished?
I did one degree back home, my bachelor's. Then I did here post-graduation in IT again. And it was like, so 2 years degree here, and then I got like 2 degrees in total. And then I'm also working in as an IT analyst in Alberta Health Services. And singing is my passion, so like both the things I'm driving sideways.
That's amazing. Well, that's great. So you say you're an IT analyst and you came here for education. You have a great job. When did the singing fever begin?
Oh, it's a long story, but I'll try to summarize it. I was 7 years old when I started playing music first. So that's the first thing I started doing. I started singing later. So when I was like 7 years old, my dad, he bought me like piano. It was like very tiny, this size, and then it was my birthday gift. And then I used to play along with the TV, radio, and then he bought me Walkman. I'm not sure if you cassette players, right?
Yes.
Because smartphones were not there in those days. So I used to play along. I used to while I used to listen songs, music on TV and all. That's how I self-learned how to play first. And then I think I was 12 years old when my dad, he kind of forcefully pushed me on the stage, because he always wanted me to sing, to come on the front rather than being a accompanist on the back. So he just kind of forced me to do that, and I was very nervous and very shy at that point of time. But then when I stepped down, I just received appreciation from people.
Wow.
And I think that kept going, and that's how I gained confidence then.
That's great.
That was the story.
So did you take any kind of classes? And because you said you self-taught and kind of had a passion, and your dad was like the biggest factor behind that as well.
Right.
Did you later on get some classic classes, lessons that you received?
Nothing apart from what I learned from from my school teachers in my high school, basically.
Nice.
So I would like to take their names, my teacher Sukhwinder Dhaliwal. So she was the main person behind all my performances that I have given in my school. Always been a great support. And my mother was she was a good singer as well. Not professional, but she was a very good singer. Her vocal quality was very good. And then she used to sit with me for hours. Then I used to practice with her. But apart from this, there is no formal training or classical education that I have taken. It's self-taught, I would say.
That's great. So your mom had good vocals, and your dad was the greatest factor. Yeah. Is there anybody else that was an inspiration to you that kind of was staying behind your back and made you go further in this route?
I would say my friends, my high school friends, and my college mates. Like all my friends, like they have been a great support. Like I call them my team, basically. Yeah. Even today, like. I was like, whenever like there is a question like who's my team, I just say like my family and my friends, like they are my team, they are my band actually. So they are the ones who, you know, always been my support, and because they are the only ones who have seen me growing, you know, since I started. Because I started like at a young age, and then all my schoolmates were there. So my very like performances, like beginning performances, so they have all, you know, kind of walked with me during those days. So I would say like they play a big role there.
Wow, that's great. You also shared a little bit about, you know, when we were talking, you said you had some stage performances and you won some awards. Would you like to share some of that with us?
Yes, so I have performed on All India Radio a couple of times. That's the biggest radio channel frequency in India back there. And then I have also like participated on state level, won competitions.
Wow.
Like state level is basically province level. We call it state in India. So province level, national level, ghazal competitions, and and devotional songs, patriotic songs. So all those competitions I have taken part in. And also when I was in my college, so I used to take part, like we call it youth festivals. So it's like very big event where like each and every college like there is a university, and under one university there are like 50 to 60 colleges. So people from like 50, 60 different colleges, they used to participate in those youth festivals. So I used to take part there, and like I think I have around 30 to 40 like trophies sitting in my cabinet there back home. So
you have a nice trophy wall.
Nice. Trophy wall, yes.
Well, I think there's going to be much more added on to that, eh?
Yes. Yes.
So another trophy that I think is very valuable and probably very close to your heart, that you won the championship of Voice of Edmonton in 2018 season 1, right?
That's the recent one.
So what kind of doors that opened, the opportunities that were given to you after that?
So there was a very good learning experience. So the way I put it is like this was a restart of my singing career, because you know when we come here to Canada, like to a different country, like the very first things is like I was very occupied with my studies and then my permanent settlement and all that. So it was a like big gap of like 3-4 years, and all the new connections that I made after coming to Canada.
Yes.
I think that nobody was even aware that I have that quality. I have this quality of singing. So so when I actually, so one day my friend heard about this advertisement, and then he told me to, you know, go there. So I went there to give it a shot, and then I won the title. So that's like I would call it, it's a like restart of my singing career. So yeah. So,
congratulations.
Thank you.
It is definitely a big achievement.
Correct.
And I'm pretty sure that's brought a lot of opportunities open for you.
Yeah.
And
so to answer that part of the question is, so after I won that title, so I have given like many radio interviews and like TV interviews. I got opportunity, and then I have been doing shows in the city, outside the city, since I won the title. And I shared stage with a couple renowned singers from Punjabi music industry, Ranjit Bawa, Miss Pooja, and others.
Wow.
And yeah, so still getting calls, and hopefully this keeps on going, I would say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. Looking at the most recent video, official video of yours that came out called Face of Love.
Right.
And that's not any other brand, but TSeries, one of the biggest radio brand that there is. And the how does that feel? And like, when does that, you received a call, or how did you even get the opportunity to be part of that? Yeah,
so this process is very long. Like I was like new to this. It took me like around 13 months from like beginning till end. So there are like many steps for releasing a product, but like of this quality, and with such a like big record label. So it was like very you know, I would say like time consuming, and a lot of efforts were there. And so I would say like this was one of my dreams, and it came true this year. I achieved it somehow, and then the main thing when the main moment that during this journey which is like going to be always memorable is basically when I got approved, like I got the approval from TSeries that this project meets our standards.
Nice.
So we are going to release it free of cost because like TSeries, they receive like more than I would say like 1,000 songs like in a day.
Absolutely.
Right? And they are very picky because they some projects like the singers who are already very established, so their production is like very big, right? So they have like $100,000, right?
Yeah.
So like my production wasn't that big. I was the only one who was investing money on this.
Yes.
So like, but still, it was good, and like I got really good feedback.
That's great. I watched the video and I think you've done a phenomenal job, and I see why TSeries chose to approve of it. So I'm pretty sure most of my guests and my audiences would love to hear a bit of the Face of Love. I heard it. It's very nice. Can we hear a little bit for our audience?
I'll be singing in Punjabi.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you'll be translating it for me.
Yeah, don't expect that from me.
सूरज भी सजदा करदा ए तेरे नूरानी चेहरे नू हुण रब वेख पछताउंदा ए की दे दित्ता मैं शेरे नू जो स्वर्ग च रहिंदियां परियां ने परियां दी रानी होनी सी जे मोहब्बत दी कोई शक्ल हुंदी तां ओ तेरे वर्गी होनी सी.
Wow.
It has a deep meaning, so it would have been great if you was able to understand Punjabi though.
I do.
I'll translate it later for you after the show.
That's good. I would love to. I could even feel it. I think it was a love song, right?
It's a romantic song.
Nice, nice. Obviously, I would love, love song has always been one of my kind of genre that I really love to hear. So when I hear it, no matter what the language is, it just touches my soul. And especially when the singer is singing so phenomenal, I think everybody just felt it the way I did. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
No problem. Thank you.
My next question for you is, like, I really am interested that everybody has a certain genre that they really enjoy to hear or even like to sing.
Correct.
What are the genres that you really are interested in?
Like I'm not like very specific to one. I would say like I try to sing all different forms of Punjabi music. So for example, we have like folk music, right? And then we have Punjabi pop, which also includes Bhangra music. And then we have Sufi music, which is a little bit on the devotional side. So I try to touch almost everything because like I think being an artist, in order to target larger audience, so we have to be very versatile. So but yes, in case I have to pick like one song over the other or one set of content over the other, I think I would be picking something which is having a good message, and content which is common to all, not separating out people, right? So I think that would be my choice. Yes.
From all the genres you just mentioned, what is one genre that you find very challenging to even sing as a singer?
The one that I find challenging, I haven't even mentioned yet. So that's I didn't know you have that question on the list. Okay. So that is basically classical music, I would say, which requires, very hardcore formal training. Being very honest, in the Punjabi music industry, like the kind of music which is in trend these days, doesn't actually require, formal classical training.
That's true.
But at some point of time, I do plan to get it whenever I get some time. I have some free time. I go back home. I'll be spending some time on it to learn it.
As they call it, the practice, the riyaz, or something like that. Do you do any kind of thing on a daily basis that you keep your throat? Like, I know as singers, you have to be very conscious about what you eat, what you drink. Do you do all those things as well? Yeah, we have to. We have to, because your pitch, your range, that actually is not something which will stay constant if you not practice. It'll come down. So
that is something you have to like practice on a daily basis. I do have like musical instruments at my place here in Canada too. So I try not to disturb my neighbors, but still I have to like hour and a half daily. I try to spend, and more on over the weekends.
That's great. I mean, I think most of your neighbors won't mind when they're hearing such a great voice and maybe some. What is one instrument that you really are good at, or like you really like to play?
The one that I learned even before I started singing, keyboard, musical keyboard. Yeah, nice. We call it synthesizer too.
Yeah. So and you know, right now there's so many songs. There's so many Punjabi songs that are in trend. Is there somebody that is a favorite singer of yours that you usually follow his songs or listen to most often?
Yes. So there are a couple. Like I listen to Ranjit Bawa, Sukhwinder Dhaliwal, and then Grewal, Gurdas Man Sahab. Yeah, so there are a couple good singers that I like, and they all have like different genres.
Yes.
So depending on the mood, I'll just pick one.
So from all those great singers you just named, one of the dream collaboration would be with whom?
To answer this question, I would say like dream collaboration when I'm like actually interested in making forming a team and then doing a project.
Wow.
It's basically not like is not among the singers. It's basically lyricist and the music producer. So these days there is a lyricist called his name is Jani. And Jani, that's his name, and then the music producer he works with is B-Proc. So they are like very well known for like producing melodious, soulful, romantic songs. And I have heard from like multiple people who like love my songs, so that my voice kind of suits like for those kind of songs, like that kind of music, romantic ones. So I think that's the team I would like to work in the future if I get a chance.
Wow. I think I'm kind of getting greedy, and I think I'm going to ask you to, sing a song that is one of your current favorites. Maybe if it's from those who you just named, or something that is just out in the trend right now.
I would like to sing one song which is basically a kind of folk song, and that's basically I have because I follow Ranjit Bawa a lot, so he's the like in today's time, like he's the folk king. He's known as folk king. So that's the one song that I would like to, if you.
I would love to. Listen, right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's very I would say traditional, like Punjabi, which is kind of used in the rural areas. So. Like don't feel bad if you don't understand it, because like there will be like 70% people in Punjab too who cannot understand this.
I think music has no language.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, music has no boundaries.
Music has no language, so I think I'm going to enjoy what I'm going to hear now.
Correct. Shahan da qarz bura, shahan da qarz bura, jigar da dard bura, shahan da qarz bura, jigar da dard bura, fakkar di maar buri, bugani nar buri, mitran de gal te jo hath tarda, sab to bura jo yaar maar karda, sab to bura jo yaar maar karda, sab to bura jo yaar maar karda.
Wow, amazing. Wow. You were just saying about earlier on that how you didn't have proper training and all that. But when I as a, as an audience, when you hear music, when you have that talent, it's like you have that in you. And I think you should definitely, after this Face of Love song and all the other projects that you're doing, I think you're just going to go forward with an amazing persona and voice that you have. So thank you so much once again. I think I'm getting greedier and greedier. I probably would, probably don't have much time. Otherwise, I'd have you sing a whole album for us right now.
You'll hear more in the future.
That's great.
That is going to be your next question, I know.
Yeah.
I'll wait for that moment.
See, like we're connecting here, right? So, what is your ultimate goal as a singer? And
I would say like I'm not a big believer of like long-term planning or far-off goals. My current goal is basically to release good songs and try out all the different genres. For example, like the first one was romantic, right?
Yeah.
So the next one I'm planning is going to be Bhangra beat songs. They are in trend these days. And then at some point of time, I also want to try out like Sufi songs. So current goal actually depends on what kind of, demand is. So I'm just gonna like promote Punjabi music, via my singing. That's my ultimate goal, I would say.
That's good.
And there is a saying, chase your passion, not your pension. So I'm very glad I'm doing something that I love to do.
Yeah.
I'm following my passion. So
that's great.
That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, that's great. If you don't have passion, I don't think so you can exceed any limits in there. So you always have to have passion before, and that shows the way you sing.
Right.
It feels like it's just coming within you. So I'm pretty sure when you have that kind of connection with the music that you're singing, you're going to make that connection with the audience that are listening to it. So that's amazing. My next question for you would be, when is a new project that we can be looking forward to coming up? If there's any.
I wish I was able to disclose my team with you, but I'll have to wait for some certain reasons. But yes, I'm gonna work with the one of the best music directors in the future, and the lyricist, like one of the best team, I would say. So I'm planning 2 projects in the next year. For now, there could be more. The first one I'm gonna release. I'm thinking to release about like around April. So that's a work in progress, and the second one will be releasing around September. So two for now. Yes.
Wow! Right. So I'll be looking forward for those days for sure.
They're gonna be different. They both are like Punjabi Bhangra songs.
Oh wow!
Something you can play,
upbeat,
weddings, upbeat songs. Yeah, correct. Jolly songs.
That's great. Right. That's great. I really wish you luck with that, and I will be looking really forward to that. After that, any kind of projects that you're thinking, that you've dreamt about and it's just coming to reality, if there's something like that that is coming forth, do you want to share something about that with us too?
I think it's already ongoing. So it started happening like we just discussed, like my first song. So I wasn't like, there are very few people like I would say who are actually successful in releasing their first project with such a big record label.
Yes.
So I was one of them. I consider myself lucky to do that. And so that was one of my dreams earlier, that I someday want to see my, my name on the same poster where we have like TSeries logo. I do have a funny memory attached to it. Like when I was kid, like as I said, like I'm an IT guy, so I used to like Photoshop my pictures with a TSeries logo. Like when I was like in my 10th grade or 9th grade. So it turned into reality. So
you never know. So, as a child, when you have a dream, we all have dreams, and dreams comes and goes, but there's this one thing that you always think you have to get it, and when you work hard towards it, you're gonna achieve it. And I think that's something that has happened with you. So my next question would be like, you said there's some new projects coming, and right now social media is very big, especially somebody who's doing song covers, somebody who wants to come into this industry. Some of the social media handles that you really use and your fan followings can follow, what would those be?
So mainly I stay I'm mostly active on Facebook and Instagram. So those are the 2 main ones that I've been using since a while now. Whereas Snapchat is something that I started using very recently. Like when I released my song, so my friends were like, you should use it, like use any free source of promotion if you have it. So you just utilize it. But yes, so Facebook and Instagram would be the ones. And I do have my, my contact details on all my, social media accounts. So anybody is more than welcome if they want to collaborate or meet. So always ready for that.
That's great. And would you mind sharing what are the handles? What name do you go by in the social media?
It's Satpreet at most of the sites. So I think my Facebook page is like Satpreet B official. So that's my Facebook page. And Satpreet B is my Instagram ID.
Great. So guys, follow those handles for sure. We're going to hear some amazing content in it, right? So just we're going to take a little bit fun twist to this. I know most of the fangirls out there would like to hear one question that is going to be asked right now. Are you ready?
I'm not going to answer now.
Are you ready?
Not ready. Yeah, please, just get.
Are you taken?
Not yet.
Not yet. Guys,
did my dad tell you to add that question? Yeah, I think he's the one. He's been asking me this question like since last 5 years now.
Really?
Right.
So is somebody?
Not yet.
Oh, so still there's some scope, guys. So fangirls, follow Mr. Satpreet, and I think he's still not taken. So there's some chance.
Yes, I'm just gonna focus on my music career for now, for another year, 2 years, and yeah, then we'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
No plans as of now.
Great. Thank you so much. Sorry, it was just a little bit of fun.
No,
you know, whoever comes into our show, we have to do some pulling leg, right?
Yes.
Just kidding.
That's
so thank
part
you
of the
so
process.
much for being such a support. And you know, before today's, you know, before we put the end to the show, I think I'm gonna be again a little bit greedy. I want to ask you to, you know, sing a little bit of song for us before we see you off our audience.
Okay. हो बोल मिट्टी दिया बावे आयो तेरे दुखां ने मार मुका ले आयो मेरा सोना माही आ जाइयो
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Satpreet, for coming to our show once again and sharing such beautiful content and such beautiful songs with us. It was truly soulful, and I wish you luck with all the new upcoming projects, and I'll be looking forward to it. And thank you so much for our audiences who tuning in from home. This was Talks with Jina. Zindagi ki har baat Jina ke saath, only on Star Canada TV.
For more information, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.